Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on this Encore. First of all, just to make sure you guys can hear me, everything's working well. Your favorite emoji in the chat. It's party time, so let's get some party emojis in there. Make sure the chat's working. Signs of life. Okay, we got some stuff happening. Love it. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what we're going to talk about today. Super excited. First of all, this is our last call going into the high level summit. I'm sure I will see a lot of you guys there. If I don't see you there, still love you. But for those of you there, super excited to meet you in person. We're going to cover a quick overview of what we did last time, the releases we talked about on the last call that we messed up on and didn't record. But that's why you guys are here. So kind of a win-win. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten you guys here today if that had been recorded, maybe. We'll go over an overview of that. We'll talk about the tools that have been released since then. Hint, hint, tools. And we will talk about some of my favorite templates that are dropping. There have been 33 templates in the library since I started working on them a few weeks ago. But all 66 drop with our update that comes today. And for those of you that did the screenshot, and I'll talk about this again later, to get the 50 pro templates for free, all 50 of those are going to be in the library today when we do our release. Lastly, we're going to go over how to find us at our booth, some stuff we're giving away, and some secrets for our current users who are there. Okay, so first of all, a quick overview of what was released last time. We worked on our templates. So the way to get in here, if you haven't seen yet, you can create a job flow. Actually, let me do it here because the flow changes a little bit with this newest update. You create a job flow, select the type. Oh, it's not live in here yet either. This screen here is going to drop you into the template screen right away. Let me refresh this because I know they were just pushing it. Let's test it again. Nope, not yet. So this is going to drop you into the templates right away. But I'll go ahead and click into there. So here you'll see all the templates, and you'll also have the ability to create from scratch or create with AI still. But for those of you who have asked about the templates, this is where you'll find them. Here in your guys' live accounts, if you've done the challenge and you have unlocked these, you should see 33 of these right now in your account. By the end of today, you'll see 66 in here. Keep in mind we have this handy filter, so you can filter by the type of templates, the level of difficulty, the industry, and then other things you may be interested in, whether it's using the webhook action, reactivation, booking. We try to make it easy for you to find, as well as using this search that searches the title and the description. Each one of them has a description. Each one of them has a screenshot of what the flow looks like, and then a video. So those are all for the pro templates. All the pro templates have the videos. That has been like 40 hours of straight work for me over the past 3 weeks to get these live for you. So this isn't something that I just used our AI tool to create 50 templates and then sent it live. These are things that, based on my experience building these and based on my experience in sales and experience looking at other templates, learning what works and what doesn't work, it's all poured into here, into these templates. Okay. Now, since then, we have tools as well. Let me show you what tools are going to look like and explain what they are. So you guys know the power of CloseBot by now. When you build a flow, this flow is like the script for your AI. It's what keeps it on track. Without a flow, AIs like to just kind of go wherever the contact takes them in the conversation. It likes to make up stuff. It likes to get taken off task. That's really the power of the flows. Up until now, the disadvantage of the flows was that it couldn't do things at any time like send an email. That's one of our first tools we've released. So no matter where it is in the flow, if it says something like, can I get your email so I can send you an email about our pricing? It can actually send an email when it gets someone's email then. Or if someone, no matter where they are in the flow, says, yeah, can you send me an email about your pricing when you have a moment? Um, it can use that tool and send that email. So the place you'll find these is up here. You've probably noticed this in your account, tried to click it, and it did nothing. It will do something today. This is going to switch over to show you our tools. This is going to have more tools in the future, and tools will have additional filters. So you'll be able to choose when tools are active and inactive. But for now, you just select which tools you want, update tools, and it's going to add them to your agent's tool belt. Let's talk about email for a second. And let's run an example. If you guys haven't used our testing portal yet, make sure you come in and try this. It's amazing. And let's just say, hey, I'm interested in a demo. I have this agent set up that is going to change it. It's going to start by chatting, but if it detects interest, it's going to come up here and get their full name, email, and time zone before conversationally booking them. Also, if they want a digital download, it'll bring them down here and send them a link to our digital download. So we see that it detected that interest. So it's going to get name, email, time zone, and conversationally book. I do see we have a hand up. Go ahead and put your question in the chat or in the Q&A area. Okay, so this alone is pretty cool, but this is something we've had for a few weeks. Now let's give it at least email. Okay, it's asking for time zone, but let's go ahead and say, can you email me about your pricing? And I'm going to see two messages here. One of the things that the dev team is implementing now before we push this live is changing the view of this email that's sent. This was the email that it actually sent. It's talking about my pricing, some other things. It's pulling from our knowledge base to give this response. We're going to make this look more email-y. And it also gave a response saying that it's going to send the details via email, which it did. Smart FAQ, it can use to log anything that it doesn't know the answer to. This is also going to reduce the chance of what we call hallucination. So it's going to reduce the chance of your AI making up information it does not have the answer to. Let's test this out. So here, again, something else that they're pushing out before we push it out to you. It sends a little bit too many emails. Oh, it actually sent it in the email. Maybe I did include that when I was testing Smart FAQ. Let's ask something that it definitely didn't know, because I think I did fill that in the Smart FAQ. Um, and it has to be something about the business. It won't log things in the smart FAQ that are obviously not about the business. What would it not know? It's actually kind of hard to think of things that it's not going to know. Jesse, think of a, well, it'll know that. Yeah, dang it. It's been trained too well. Because it has to be about the business too. It's not going to log anything that's not about the business.
What if there's parking or not available?
Here, let me ask. Oh, I did make a change, so I want to publish it. We'll see. That might not be like about the business enough. But let's see. It looks like maybe it added it. Yeah, so it's going to show up on our smart FAQ. It's going to run these in batches, so it's not going to add it right away. We also do deduplication, so if it's already in your FAQ, it's not going to add it again. That process takes a little bit of time, but I'm going to get a notification up here when it's ready, and then clicking that will bring me here. Okay, so I see it's there now. What is the founder's age? So here's where, there's the notification up here now. You guys will get notifications as your AI is having conversations with users, and it's going to be logging things it doesn't know the answer to in your smart FAQ. I don't know about you guys, but I've gotten to the point where I don't even read the conversations that CloseBot has. I just get appointments that show up on our calendar. Um, but it would be nice if I could make the AI smarter without having to go in and audit these conversations. And that's what we're going to be doing more of throughout the rest of Q4. And this is a peek into that. So I can just fill out 34 years old. Now, if this is something that I don't really want to give it the answer to, like this, for example, I really don't need it to know my age. I don't think that's helpful. And I don't think many people are going to be asking that. I could also just delete it, but I'll put it in there and then save that answer. Then it'll retrain the AI on these answers, and that'll be deployed here in a few minutes or seconds. Just depends on when this indexer runs. But that's how we're making the AI smarter over time. And this is a huge value for the businesses that you guys are building for. Not only are you building the flows for them, which is, I mean, we make it easy for people that know what they're doing, but for a business, it's rocket science. That's why they have you. We want to make this part super easy. So you build the AI for them, and the AI lets the business owner know gaps in its information. If they have a seat, they can come in here. You'll go over to knowledge, smart FAQ, and they will just see their source that they're linked to. You will see all of it. So here's where you have a little bit of a dashboard to see how many are pending, the total, and how many have answers. And every source has its own. So this is incredible. This is something that I've really been looking forward to for, I mean, since we started building V2, and I knew we were going to do this. I've been excited for this day. So I'm excited to share it with all of you. Okay, there are some other changes that I want to share too. And this is our testing environment I'm in right now. So It's not as powerful as the live environment, which is why it can be a little bit slower. Your guys' live environment is running on more compute. Okay. So in here, we now have, you may have noticed this blue icon. We have this blue icon that's going to show up on some actions where the advanced settings have been changed away from the default setting. This is helpful because you may have things in the extra prompt area, or you may have changed the max attempts or sensitivity, and sometimes we forget about that. And it gets to that action and we're like, hey, why is it doing this thing? I know that action doesn't behave that way normally. Usually it's because your advanced settings were changed and you forgot about it. Maybe you had it doing something else and you changed it to do something else and drug it someplace else. That's your visual cue. Another thing we have is when you have an action that's missing required information, we now let you know about it here. So calendars obviously won't work unless you select a calendar and give it a title and short description, which now will auto update. And we let you know when it's missing information. These things are super helpful so that you don't spend a bunch of time chasing issues that aren't really issues, but more so just you forgetting to fill in information. Couple questions. Okay, what do we have? Where are the questions? Let me pull them up. Q&A. There we go. How does the AI know to give the digital download link? That block seems so basic. So this was just a testing thing I did. You could also just give it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. How do we qualify for the template? I will get into that shortly. Or should I just do it here? I guess now's a good time to do it. So those 50 templates, they're going to be priced at $499 for a one-time payment. You'll get access for forever if you buy them, or you get them for free by taking a screenshot of a job flow you've made that you're proud of and just sharing it on your social media profile. Once you do that, take a screenshot of the social share you did, come over to support, send us a message, and click Free Pro Templates. You can only do this if you have a paid account. These templates use a bunch of actions that aren't available in the free account type. So it won't let you share. It won't let you do this if you're on a free account. If you are thinking of upgrading, go ahead and do that. You have a 7-day trial. Do that. Do the share. Come here. Show us your screenshot, and we'll unlock them for you. If you pause your account or cancel and come back, those are in your account forever. You don't lose those. So it's worth doing that. It's worth upgrading, getting those templates. What's included in the templates is in the chat. We have 50 different templates. Let me show you guys all the different templates.
Dropped in the chat the video of you explaining how to do it as well.
Perfect. Okay, so in the resources, you'll also find a video showing you how to do the sharing. Let me show you a list of all the templates. Dental office reactivation, digital marketing agency, database reactivation, dog training, dog wash, fitness coaching, general reactivation campaign with offer, digital marketing agency, website help focus, real estate investor, chiropractic, crypto, another digital marketing agency with a magnet to a book to call, martial arts studio, med spa, mortgage, national mortgage inbound, real estate, general realtor reactivation, real estate investing, buyer reactivation, seller reactivation, travel agent reactivation, home and commercial painting reactivation, solar, lawn service within drive time of a radius, pest control within drive time of a radius, plumbing service within drive time, roofing, fitness, house cleaning, electrical within drive time. And then I could go through that's about half of them. I could go through all of them, but each one has a description of what it does. And these are really powerful ones. Let me go into one of these that we've made. My favorite one lately is the moving company one, which does a lot of distance checking to give a quote. But another cool one is the pest control, which checks to see if a location is within the drive time of the business location. And if not, we have to refer them elsewhere. Otherwise, we make sure that their pest type is not one that's in our list of unsupported pest types. So these are all very detailed agents. Here's the pest control one. Get the distance, use that distance to do a distance check, find out their type of pest, and then make sure that's not one of our unsupported pest types before we conversationally book an appointment. Like, that's really powerful and not that complicated. Will Smart FAQ help if the bot responds with an incorrect answer? No. Two parts to this. With this update, it'll be less likely to respond with an answer that's incorrect. It's going to be more likely to say, I don't know the answer to that. Let me look into that, and then continue to do its thing, and then let you know that it's missing a gap. And if you were to fill in the gap before that conversation's done and they asked again, it would know. Something we're rolling out with probably in the next month is the ability for you to thumbs up and thumbs down things. That's not going to train the AI, but that's going to notify our team of things, and we'll have data to further go and improve our back-end systems. That's the second part I wanted to say about that. Are you going to release a chatbot feature for websites or create a more native chatbot through GHL? The GHL chatbot does not allow for straight conversations with CloseBot. It requires the collection of information first. First of all, it doesn't require it. They released a misleading UI UX update that leads you to believe you need to fill in, that you need to have something selected that requires someone to fill in information. It's not required. You don't have to do that. We have our ones in testing not doing that, first of all. Second of all, yes, CloseBot will roll out our own chat widget. And that would make it so you could roll this out to customers without them having a CRM. We won't be a CRM replacement, so we'll have things like contacts in here, but we won't have calendars natively to book on and task lists and that kind of stuff. But we will have our own native chat widget. It's going to be much better than high levels because they have so many things to focus on. Their chat widget is not their priority. Lonnie said, I have a question, but is not related to your content today. Will CloseBot be HIPAA compliant? I have an opportunity to build chat for Meta offices. Not sure if I can tell them we are compliant. Trying to step around how I answer this just because high level is not HIPAA compliant. They say they're HIPAA compliant and they charge you for HIPAA compliance. But when you look at what's needed for HIPAA compliance, they are not compliant. And what CloseBot will not do is claim HIPAA compliance when we're not compliant. We will push for GDPR first. We'll do it the right way. We'll claim GDPR compliance when we are GDPR compliant. HIPAA comes after that. And there are a few things we want to do before we stamp that. And it'll probably be, honestly, it'll probably be in Q1, the HIPAA compliant stuff. Rest assured, when we say we are HIPAA compliant, we will be HIPAA compliant. Okay, a couple more questions. I understand that bots respond to a reply. Do you have a best practice for what SMS gets most replies? Or are these templates best used in chatbot for web? I don't have any hard data. There's so many variables that goes into this, like the initial motivation of a customer. Obviously, if you're cold texting people, your reply rate is so low, and the type of messages they reply to is totally different than what a warm lead replies to. So we don't have any data on that. We do what we do, which is the AI service that allows you to build and test agents. And you guys, as the marketing people, take the helm on what gets a reply. Okay, let me take a break from questions because they're coming in about just as fast as I can answer them. Today is the last day to get the free templates. So if you guys are in here and you haven't done it yet, um, first of all, if you're still on a free account, you should absolutely start your trial, the 7-day trial, so you can do the screenshot, share, and then at least come in and unlock the templates. Later, you can pause your account if you want, but at least you've done the thing to unlock the templates forever. Those of you who are at the booth, coming to the summit, make sure you come see our booth. I want to know, put a 1 in the chat if you're coming to the summit. I want to see some names of people that I need to connect with there. Laura, I would hope you're going to be there. Yes, that's great. Jesse, okay. We have a lot of people on the call. Is that all? I am shocked. That's okay. Tell your friends, if you know anyone who's going to be at the summit, we have a special surprise just for our users there. So all of our users who are coming to the summit, make sure if you know anyone, tell them, come by the CloseBot booth, because the first, how many people? It depends, I guess. When we run out, we run out. But our users who come visit us at the booth will get a special prize for coming. We're also giving away things like an iPad, iPods, 1-year subscription to CloseBot, and many other awesome prizes there. We'll have a giveaway every day. Okay, let's go through some more questions. Do you have any templates for a hotel AI concierge? That I do not have, but keep in mind, there will be 66 templates in there. If you see one, if you don't see one specifically for your industry, that's okay. These all have to be modified. The chances that you'll be able to take this pest control template and drop it in without any modifications is near zero, because everyone's business is different. You have to modify these. What you can do though is look at the descriptions of each one and find one that does kind of what you want to do, even though it may not be for your industry. Like maybe I'm doing multi-calendar. Maybe I'll search multi. Oh, this one. Okay, let's read the description. Find out if it's a new or existing student. If existing, ask that they book their class online, sending them the booking link. If it's a new student, gather their info, including age, route to the age-appropriate calendar. Perfect. I can start with that one for my med spa that's multi-calendar. And then learn how it works, modify it, and make it for my med spa. So keep that in mind. All of these need modified. It's best to just find one that's similar. Okay, so let's say for that one, Jesse asked me to show you how to modify. I'm going to start with that. We have all these calendars over here. Let me pull up in the video for this one. So the first thing you'll notice, you'll drop in, you'll be like, okay, cool. I could click through all these and learn what it does, but just watch the video. So let's go open the video. Okay, this is for a martial arts studio multi-calendar with So this is going to explain how it works. You can have it open. You'll want to come in here and modify the job information because this is what tells it why the conversation's happening and important business information. You'll probably want to take out this is a martial arts studio and put in this is a med spa. No, this is a med spa. Go through all these. Determine whether this is a new or existing student, maybe determine whether or not this is a new or existing client. You'll have to go through and just make sure this is a new client. But that's a quick way to get up and running with these templates. Is there a GPT that assists with building out job information based on a company URL and prompt? No. And I think a lot of people overthink this. This can be super simple. All you want to do, come into the job information and just let it know any information off the top of your head that you think will root that AI in knowing enough about your business to sound helpful. Just like if you were to place a virtual assistant at a front desk at a job, well, you first have to tell it, hey, just so you know, this is a martial arts studio and we do classes Monday through Friday and just what that VA needs to do because you're just plucking it out of a black hole and putting that VA in that seat at the front desk. It has to know some sort of information. All the other stuff can go in the knowledge base. All the other stuff you can upload to the knowledge base and then attach to that source. Is this first name a good SMS? So I assume you're saying for like a database reactivation, is this Shane, for example? Yeah, a lot of people do that. Again, we are not the marketing experts. So how to engage with leads right away, that first contact, isn't necessarily we don't have data on that because we don't control that first SMS. Once they respond, that's where CloseBot kicks in. We do have a database reactivation webinar we do, and I share some secrets on that. Jesse, maybe you can drop that in if people want to sign up for that database reactivation webinar. Is there a bot template for connecting with White Label Suite? They have a template that they have made that they can share with you, and that'll allow you to download the White Label Suite agent template. I have a client that needs some modifications to one of the job flow templates based on their specific customer journey. Would it be appropriate to contact your support team to help me guide as best practices for my client's specific needs? Thanks. That's where you, Tina, you install the template, you learn their needs, and you modify things. You have a few options. If you don't know how to modify things, you can contact our support team. You can go down here. If you have questions about what certain actions do, the support team can help. If you are testing and finding it's doing something and you don't like it and you don't know why, contact the support team. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you don't even like doing that amount of work, come to our website, scroll down, and click on Certified Partners. There you'll find a list of 6 partners that are trained in CloseBot and they build CloseBot systems. That's what they're experts in. They're all certified, vetted by us, and they know our full feature roadmap, including our private features. So they can set you up for success by modifying things. Okay. Got the questions out of the way. Let me go into some other stuff we'll be working on the rest of Q4. First of all, if you guys want to know where we're headed, if you're ever just curious, a couple ways to get here. You can go up here to the latest updates. This is my favorite place to get there because you can see every Friday we release a change log where you can see our latest updates. So there will be one in there today talking about some of the updates that I showed you. You can click see all changes. This is where you'll see all of them, but also you can go to the roadmap. Everything in progress, you can expect more than likely over the next like 30 days time. If you go into any of these, I do put an estimated time in there too. Anything planned is going to be more like 30 to 60 days out toward there, 30, 60, or 90. It kind of depends. And I update the estimated time on those too. Anything under review are things that we definitely plan on doing, and we want to let you know we plan on doing them. There's no estimated date yet. And then we have a ton of feature requests. Definitely come in here and vote on things that you're interested in. Q4 is going to be primarily focused on full site UI UX updates. So there are a bunch of areas of the website that we haven't touched in a while. We need to pretty those up, make them easier to understand, but also working on establishing our HubSpot integration that's still in beta to allow you guys to then build for HubSpot businesses instead of having to get a HubSpot business to switch over to high level, which is going to be super hard because they're a totally different type of business at that mid-market. You want to be able to build agents for them because they have a much larger appetite for spending money on this type of stuff. I know because we're in HubSpot ourselves. HubSpot integration, general UI UX updates, and then reporting. So the ability to make custom reports and dig into the data on where in your job flows leads are falling off. Split testing personas to see in the split test which persona results in more booked appointments or qualified leads. Okay. How can you get certified? Fred asks. These certified partners are by invite only, and we don't have plans in the near term to add any more certified partners. We just kind of cherry pick them based on who we see in the community being super positive and helpful, and based on builds we see that are super impressive. So the only way to get in right now is just to be an awesome human, be an awesome builder, and provide value to the community. And then we contact you. Am I missing any questions from the chat, Jesse?
No, one came in as a tech question.
Okay.
But nobody said one, but in case anybody was shy, we just dropped in the page where they can.
Jesse says we just dropped in the landing page where you can, what is this for?
To get updates about us.
Okay.
Know when we're gonna
To get updates about us at the high level summit. If anyone just wants updates about what we're doing at the summit when we're doing prizes and such, you can fill out your information there. Okay, I'm just waiting for no more questions in the Q&A, no more questions in the chat. Am I missing anything, Jesse? Okay. We had one more question come in. Can any of the partners do an integration into Salesforce? I would, just off the top of my head, mention Ofer with RealWave. Look at him. We do have, if we have any other partners, can you say hi in the chat? I think I saw Rafa and Joey. Partners, say hi in the chat. Okay, Gerald is here. Joey. So let me open up this partners page. Joey is Wonder System. We have Gerald, Tectasia, and we had Rafa earlier, I'm sure. He may be off now. but he is the Imagine Marketing. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. This was awesome. This one is recorded. Last one was not. So, which is kind of a blessing. Thank you guys for being here. It's nice to have so many people on here again. This update will be rolling out within the next few hours. So look for it, get your hands dirty, and try out the new tools. Okay. Thanks, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.